Welcome to the Monday Club, your online model rail club for all the news, gossip, layout tours and more with your host, broadcaster and model maker, Jennifer Kirk.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey. Well, hello there, it's great to see you and I do hope that you are well. I'm Jenny Kirk. With me, as always, is the Cupboard Monkey, the Toaster Twins, Gandalf, the Tumble of Clowns up here in Weir Yard. It's great to see you. I do hope you are well, but it turns out we need to talk. And it's interesting actually. The other day, we were looking through some stuff and we realised that the Monday Club has been running since September 2018. And that's an awfully long time. You're looking at me...
2018, we've been gone for 8 years.
Oh, right, well, I thought...
2017.
2017, I have been corrected on the air. Actually, we've been here a lot longer. We were here for you all through COVID. We never stopped, even though actually I was in a critical job, which meant that I never actually got furloughed. I still went out to work 5 days a week. And, we remained here because we felt that it was important for people's mental health. And, we've always been all about the hobby. But the problem is now that YouTube has become a very different space from how it was when we first started. I mean, I've been on YouTube since the very beginning, pretty much.
We were here when it was still weird to be widescreen.
Oh yeah, it used to be in that square format.
It used to be 4:3, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I remember that, and having to convert all your videos to that. And if you actually, the earliest videos on this channel aren't actually there anymore, and the reason for that was when they started getting prissy about background music.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them were filmed at my book signings or on my radio show on the radio up in Preston. What actually happened was they all got flagged with copyright strikes because if you're in a branch of Waterstone, somewhere in the country, they always have the Muzak playing, which is basically background music, some songs and stuff. And it was quite clear it wasn't the main feature; it was just something that was going on. But is there a problem? What are you?
No, there's your new soundboard. You've been asking for it.
Oh, okay. Does some? Oh. We need that playing directly through the computer. Right. So anyway, where was I? So before I got this is why I said to you at the start, I said, let me take the lead and don't interrupt me with stupidity.
I know, but you were going off on a tangent about Waterstones.
Retro Rebel says, get on with it.
Okay.
Okay. So, good morning, says Ravenheart Modelling. Richard Swiderski, well done, Jenny, and so many great job you have done. Thank you so much. Malco Blue says, my birthday was last week in the middle of the week. Got a very nice Z-Class Loco hand-built. That's really great. I mean, we do have to take our time out from this very, very serious programme to wish you happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Squash tomatoes and stew.
Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you. Right. DJK666. It's for you as well. Now you've said my 45th birthday today. I remember being 45.
Happy birthday to
You
Squash
live in
tomatoes
the zoo. You look like a monkey,
and you act like one too. Oh, we don't sing that a lot because
it seems mean.
Some people complain about it.
Anywho,
Let's get back to what we're actually...
so
something that we need to talk about.
Yes. So background music, put paid to all of those. Same with the radio studio. Those of you who aren't actually familiar with how radio and media works, when you're in a radio studio, the DJ can hear the song as well. It kind of plays through speakers in the studio. Reason for this? So they know where it is up to and what's going on. So that was in the background whilst we do our larking about and stuff. So all those videos are gone. So all you see on my channel is the railway stuff that came later. And back in the early days, YouTube was this fun, kind of like friendly, like bunch of mates down the pub kind of thing. It didn't feel very competitive, and that felt
very social media.
It was very social media, and there weren't adverts, there weren't people pushing clickbait. That came later, and actually the great scourge of YouTube, ironically, was when they started paying out ad revenue.
Yeah.
Because that felt like it changed the dynamic, and the same kind of people who piled into eBay and ruined that with all of their cheap knockoff garbage and like, oh, it's rare, look, I used the @ sign instead of an A, aren't I clever? Yeah, Retro Rambles, absolutely. YouTube was very DIY and amateurish back in the day, but that was part of its charm. And thank you so much. 156 Andrew Shortbread Express very kindly donated £2 on the super chat. Thank you so much. It does mean so much to us, your generosity. So it's been a while, Shortbread Express coming through. Thank you so much. But yeah, what I want you to do, actually, I've just realised, is what we were talking about before with the with other changes that'll be happening on the channel. I need you to keep an eye on the chat.
I am.
Because I can't read the chat and pontificate.
That's fine. You say what you need to say.
Pontificate. Lovely word. Write it down. We need to use that more often in everyday conversation. But no, the problem is YouTube is very hard. And anybody who tells you, oh, it's easy peasy, isn't it? Oh, a 20-minute video. Can't take you more than 20 minutes to record and put that up. No, it doesn't work like that. And the thing is that increasingly... And you see it across so many aspects of social media. It's horrible. It's like a toxic stain in our society in many ways. Thank you so much, Patrick J. Furlong, who very kindly donated £2 on the super chat. Thank you so much. It says happy birthday to the Cupboard Monkey this weekend. Oh, thank you. A big hello to you, John JMC, the Guru of Sound. Oh, the Guru of Sound. I think the Tumble of Clowns will have something to say about that. Yeah, Gary B. Pontification. Yes. I don't know. I've always been a one for big words. As it turns out, I didn't learn till later in life that I was autistic. But when it was explained to me, it's like, oh, that makes so much more sense. But yeah, one of my things is learning big words and slipping them into everyday conversation. Yeah, so YouTube has become increasingly difficult. There's more and more people on it, and it's like, I want to be famous. And the problem is that the algorithm rewards toxic behaviour, negativity. And I'm only having a laugh. Look at that. Oh, you won't believe what happened when I took a dump through my neighbour's letterbox. I was pranking them. And, it's like, to anybody with half a brain cell, you look at that and you go, really? No, I'm not interested. I'm not a 3-year-old bloody child.
My goodness. I thought you were 5 raccoons in a trench coat.
Yes, I am. That's why we get so... But no, the problem is, we talked about during lockdown, let's change the angles so that, those people who've got me with the sound turned down, so like, oh, this is boring, at least can see some lovely pictures of where yard. But no, it is hard work, and I talked about before during lockdown, I kept going for you guys because I recognised the dangers of loneliness, feeling cut off from everything, the mental health aspects. I myself have suffered a lot, as long as I can remember, with depression and such like. So I knew that was going to be bad times for a lot of people. So we made sure we were there for you guys, because that's the kind of people we are. But I was still doing a full-time job, and actually at that time, a 70 hour a week job, which was really quite tricky. It certainly takes a lot out of you, but we kept going. And it would have been so nice to be furloughed, but the industry I worked in at the time, no, we were essential to people not dying of starvation.
You needed to deliver 20 tons of turnips to Tesco on Tuesdays.
But can I say, and this goes out to all those idiotly, the poorly informed dickheads, basically. Oh, you must be making a fortune. Oh, look at you. You go to sleep on a great big pile of cash. No, funnily enough, it's not like that. I still go out to work, and I still go out, albeit I've managed to negotiate an extra day off a week. So, yay, 3 days off a week. Go me. What's wrong?
Just perhaps not complain about your life and explain what is going on.
Anyway, so... yeah, I work to death, and the demands on YouTube content, it feels like what has crept in since the early days when it was much more amateurish, I had that much more fun, friends larking about kind of feel, and just having fun, to people expecting TV quality output. And it feels like, I'm not saying you guys, but out there on YouTube, would you believe it? There are people who seem to think that they should have everything for free, and you should really pull out all the stops to make video content, but they don't want to pay anything at all for that, and they get quite irate and think it's their place to go, why did you do that? That's very unprofessional. Oh, you've got dirty fingernails. That's very unprofessional. Oh, it turned me right off. And it's like, listen, dickhead. We work really hard on that, and this isn't our actual main job. And if you work out the hourly rate,
it's pennies.
Yeah, it's pennies on the hour if you're lucky. And this goes to people look and they go, oh, Sam's trains, he must go to bed on a Parliament. No, he'll work damn hard, and he's probably making less than most people who go out to a regular job, and that seems to be what most people forget.
And he's the biggest.
Yeah. And when you look at people on YouTube, Charlie Bishop, all hail Charlie, for another year of total dominance on. Are you all right? Total dominance for YouTuber of the Year. He had a career, and what's wrong?
Someone asked what this was that kept wobbling.
Oh,
it's your drink.
It's my beverage of choice. But I believe him to be retired. He's now at home sucking on his word that's original. How old do you think I am? I go out, I deliver the milk, I deliver your paper, and I clean your fridge and that. But New Junction also works at a Cura scale, and if you think that's a lie for he goes to bed, look at me, I'm sleeping on lots of models. Doesn't work like that. Believe me, I have worked at places like DCC Concepts. Did I go home at night and sleep on a bed made of DCC decoders? No, never happened. It doesn't work like that.
Is that why there was a big pile of chips in our back room?
Yeah.
You were swimming in them like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah. Woo. And it's for 3 months, people going, oh, there's a bit of grease on them. Oh, greasy. So what's changing? People, and you always get accused, the moment you put up a thing saying, we need to talk, things are changing. People go, clickbait, clickbait, clickbait.
It's not. This is not clickbait.
Wind it down there now. No, it's actually saying, we can't keep going on like this. It's a lot of work for pennies an hour.
Yeah.
It's really hard work. And, hashtag successful YouTuber problems. We're getting a lot of review samples coming through, and I know, for example, that Will Pillsbury, Intercity 82, became overwhelmed by the number of things being sent in for review, and it does get on top of you. And looking around, let's see what's on the reviewing pile. So, not complaining. This is Hellion Class 104.
Yeah. And actually, I want to say that again. Not complaining. We are not complaining here.
KRM 4DD. There's stuff here. There's some Rapido stuff, Oxford Rail stuff. That's on the two. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, nice position to be in, but it is very hard work. And I've been feeling for a while like the problem is that on YouTube, if something works well, then everybody wants to try it. Oh, we'll have a piece of that. And yeah, man, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You can't really begrudge people. But what it means is that I've noticed increasingly, I'll get a review sample or I'll buy a model with an intention of producing a video. And by the time we've done our very thorough review, there's a lot of people who it's like, I must be first, I must be first. And being first actually does count for a lot. So what happens is you end up with less and less and less views. And a case in point, we did the really quite great, the demountable tank wagons from Ellis Clark Trains, and we put a lot of work into that. And you know, I cannot stress the production values that go into our videos. We don't cut corners. There's two of us working on it, and we were basically last to the party because everybody else brought out a video, and so it hasn't done very well. And it's just, unfortunately, are you reading the comments?
I am, but here's the... There's only one question that's come up, and I was waiting for the right point to ask it.
Yeah, Will Tucker asks an interesting question. Why send products out for review on YouTube when they're sold out before release? It is an interesting question.
That's the one I was going to read out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I think it's because they kind of agree.
Their marketing team will already have a
Yeah. Malco Blue says, heard you on Well Chuffed Railways video at Lee Model Railway Exhibition talking about your layout. Always love your videos and all the others who produce great railway vids. Yeah, there's a lot of great channels doing a lot of great stuff. And Worthington Model Railway, hello from Minnesota. We've given Gandalf the night off, so you're in luck. Ed Flame 429 says the biggest channels make big money through merch rather than channel earnings. Absolutely,
they do. Nobody
got rich off what YouTube pays you. Seriously,
it's literally pennies on the dollar.
But
Double L Gauge Journey has just said what basically we were trying to get to with your discussion of times in a very, very succinct way. YouTube seems like a race to be first for certain content in many ways. It's not a healthy place to be. This is exactly why we're talking tonight. This is exactly it. And thank you so much, Michael Sarsfield. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Michael Sarsfield very kindly donated £5 on the Super Chat. It says, for keeping us happy and sane during strange times. Absolutely. It's I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, it's a race to be first, not necessarily to have the most thorough review of products.
And thoroughness is exactly what we're on with.
And I've also noticed as well, and I guess some other reviewers get this too, there becomes this drive to be negative about the hobby. And it's not just our hobby. A lot of hobbies have this. Anything, it seems to be a social media thing. Negativity feeds the algorithm. People are like, oh, what's going on? It's like, you know, the analogy I use a lot, if you hear me being interviewed about this on all manner of things, I say it's like dash cam videos. YouTube has millions of dash cam videos. People want to see the crashes, the drama, the people kicking off, cars rolling into a ditch, people being absolute bobheads. They don't sit there and go, I want to watch an hour of perfect driving. Oh, look, he did mirror signal maneuver. Oh, I love this video. Oh, yes, I'll give it a like. And, you know, unfortunately, negativity gets the views. And this sort of negative reinforcement has started to percolate through into a lot of the comments that we actually just block now, just delete and like, no, be gone. We're not interested in you. And they'll say things like, you're very clearly in the pocket of the manufacturer because you didn't slag it off. And it's like, well,
if there's nothing to say bad about something, you don't say anything bad.
And it's like, I got news for you. Actually, the products in this hobby are by and large pretty good. Because if they're not, they don't sell. And Valley's 56XX says, I'm quite happy to watch an hour-long investigation of quantum physics.
Oh, I love that sort of thing,
oh,
but I'll tell you what, they don't... What?
Richard Knowles, I like that. Another quote is, if it bleeds, it leads.
It always has been.
J.K. Hauser says, to paraphrase Hugh Adams, YouTube thrives on thing equals bad.
Yeah, you can see it all over the place. It's not just this.
Yeah.
But can we stick back to what needs to change?
Yeah,
we know YouTube's not in a great place.
Yeah, and the problem is that we've been putting increasingly more and more time into filming and editing reviews, and you'll have noticed over the last couple of months, we seem to have pretty much all we've been able to put out is these, because the algorithm likes penalising you, so it penalises you if you don't put out enough. It penalises you if you put out too much stuff. But also bear in mind, we have real jobs elsewhere as well, so time becomes an issue. And you reach a point where you're thinking, I'm not making the videos that I started making videos on YouTube to do. I'm not doing the stuff which I enjoy doing. And what do I enjoy doing? Well, you saw a lot of you came, chatted with me. It was really great to chat with people. With Minith Tattoos Newith on the exhibition scene, a lot of people came and were like, oh yeah, really, really love what you've done here. And I like making layouts. I like building and creating. And I feel increasingly like I don't have the time to do that. I've been talking on and off since the beginning of the year about redeveloping Jablight Mountain. Let's take a view of the mountain. So we're going over to Jablight Mountain.
Everything seems to be messing up tonight. It's very nice.
Yeah. So that big lump there with the tunnel mouths and the train just coming out, that's a lovely model, which, I can't complain. I did get sent that as a review sample. They didn't ask for it back. So, it's not all bad. Don't make out like, oh, that Jenny, she's so hard done by. No, it's not quite like that. But what we want to do is we want to do more about the kind of things that I was doing before I actually became big on YouTube, building stuff. And, I was published in magazines, model rail magazines, long before anybody knew who the hell I was on YouTube. And I've been threatening for like nearly a year to rebuild that mountain and kind of give it the Minith Tattoos Newith treatment. And I simply have not had the time.
I'm going to try and balance this so that we can see the trends coming out, but also see the top of the
mountain. Yeah. Oh! It's shaking.
Yeah.
Shake it out.
How's
shake
that?
It out. Thank you so much, Simon Pitcher. Very, very kindly donated $19.99 on the super chat. Says, as Jim Morrison sang years ago, "People are strange when you're a stranger. People are strange."
I always found his voice creepy.
Oh, is it? He was the singer from The Doors.
Yeah.
I always found them strange. Thank you so much.
As a kid, I found his voice creepy. It didn't fit right. And the guy that sang that Mr. Soft advert for the Soft Mints, I hated that as a kid.
Yeah, Jerry BVR, that's absolutely right. When your hobby is also your job, you lose your hobby.
Yes.
I've said this time and time again. Simon Trains Model Railway Showcases. Don't get me started with YouTube. Uploaded a video recreating the first train on the Stockton and Darlington Railway. The views tanked yesterday, and that was 2 days of filming. Not happy. That is exactly it. And meanwhile, you'll have people who'll just crap out something as quick as they can, ride some kind of algorithm wave, like, oh look, the hobby's dying, with some flames and stuff, like, oh, it's the death of the hobby because Hatton's is closing. Or it's the hobby's going to die because Wally is no more. And it's like, actually, that's not how the hobby is. This is a great hobby. Sir Ken of Patterson put it best when he said this is the greatest hobby in the world. But actually, I'll add to that and say you need to find some time to do stuff. So when I was at the Lee show, so great to see and talk to you all. And I was walking around, and one of the people on the the layouts actually said it. He said, "You're not going to interview me or film my layout?" And I went, "No, I'm having a weekend where I can enjoy my hobby." And I had to explain to him about how it was really important to leave something for yourself, otherwise it just becomes a job, and it doesn't matter what the job is, you hate it because it's a job and you have to do it. So I haven't been able to build stuff, And I think in some respects, one of the things that kind of hammered this home was that I've been sucked into doing review after review after review for too long, and it's meant that people don't see me as a creative layout builder anymore, to the point where I'm not in the YouTuber builder category in the Hormy Magazine Awards. And I thought, you know what, I haven't actually done like a building project for like 6-8 months. It's been that long, and I feel that I need to get back to what I enjoy doing. And unfortunately, and this is something as well, I can remember a long time ago somebody telling me about Sam Turner of Sam's Trains, and said that what he really wanted to do was review tech, things like phones and stuff. I don't know the truth. This is one of those things like a friend of a friend.
Yeah, we don't know if this is true, but it fits in with what you're saying.
But it proves a kind of a point. But because the model railway videos were so successful, you get sucked off down this journey. Oh, don't... Yes, don't stand too close to the edge or you'll be sucked off. And then all these sad losers shuffle to the edge and go, oh, I love some of that.
Matron.
Yeah, so you end up getting pigeonholed. And for me, I felt, you know, I guess because I was so good at it and successful. No, that makes me sound like, oh, my head's so big, I'm going to do that.
That's not what... One thing that you have to know about Jenny is that she's not big-headed.
Yeah, RG Models 86, pre-watershed, Jenny. OO Gauge Journey, hashtag sucked off. But no, it's like, I believe, and again, I've not gone looking because trainers are not my thing, but I believe Intercity 82, Will Pillsbury, now has a channel where he reviews trainers, and it's doing something it really wants to do. Yeah, some people really love trainers. J.K. Hauser says, just sit back and watch the chaos unfold.
Yes.
Simon Pitch says, Zoe, you just got poked.
Hey.
But oh, I like the Andy Stewart. It's subtle, but it's a good one. Oh, misses. But ooh, misses. Yeah. But you know, it's oh, thank you so much. JL Railways very kindly donated £5 in the super chat. Hey, Jen and Zoe, hope you had a great time at the Lee show. Sorry I'm late, just finished work. Yeah, loved the Lee show, and it kind of brought home to me that I want to be doing more of the things I enjoy. And I really enjoyed the Lee show. Now, I am going to be away at a show that I don't have the details of, but Zoe does.
Yeah.
With Andy Fryer's Junction, who's in the chat somewhere. On Saturday, we're off to a one-day event in Sheffield. And we're going to be there with Andy's 009 layout. And yeah, Gavin Blackburn, absolutely. Work for yourself, not YouTube. And hello to you, JL Railways. Edwin's Models, Lifestyle Unleashed says, give yourself a strict limit of reviews and stick to it. Put yourself first, keep the pleasure of modelling. Yeah,
we'll get to it in a moment, don't worry.
Model Railway Exhibition, Saturday the 27th of September. At Grenoside Community Centre, Main Street, Sheffield. So,
for those of you who are wondering why we keep glitching and slowing down, speeding up, despite the fact that we've told Windows not to update, it is updating in the background. So, yeah. So, Jen, we've talked a lot about the fact that you're essentially talking around the subject. You are feeling burnout.
Yeah, also I've had flu this last week. You may have noticed in some of the videos.
It hasn't been flu, Jen, it's been COVID, I keep telling you.
Yeah, well, other viruses are available. Yeah, we suspect it might have been the little C. But, so, yeah, I've been tremendously ill, but I've worked really hard to keep content coming.
Because we have to.
Through what to all intents and purposes, is like flu-like stuff. Nick Garolimo says, how about a podcast from time to time and building the rest of the time?
Oh, don't worry. We're going to get to what's happening in a moment.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who decided to claim that this was clickbait, or the things that were changing were that we were getting a new computer or anything like that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't
No.
work like that.
Here's what's actually going to happen. The Monday Club's staying, guys. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is an institution.
Well, not just that, but our biggest thing about this is always that we want to show the positivity in the community. We want to build community. We want to show that it's not doom and gloom, and we're all good, honest, hard-working people who enjoy our hobby.
And
that's
the live stream format actually works really well with that, because you've got the immediacy, the interaction with people, and that's worked really well actually. When we started doing live streams, it really, really worked. Yeah, Rooster Trains and Travels, we hear you. Thank you so much. The Monday Club is awesome.
Thank you. We should be in an institution. Yes, Tanith, we should.
Yeah, Tanith, how do you know that outside of here the walls are not padded, and when I go down the stairs they zip me into a straitjacket and have me dribbling in a room somewhere? It's like, I'm telling them, Mother, I'm telling them. But, so, Monday Club, we're keeping it, but we are going to make some changes to the Monday Club.
Yes.
So, for example, we feel that we've given far too much time over to showing videos at the end, to the detriment of the content of the Monday Club. And so, what we're encouraging people to do going forward is make your shares count. Get people to see it. Share it in the Facebook group, and then Zoe, your plan is?
Right, here's the thing that's going to happen now. Instead of emailing stuff to us, Cloud, don't worry, we're coming to reviews. Instead of emailing us links, put your stuff into the Facebook group. I will then look at what gets a huge amount of votes and interactions and comments, because that is then going to become, I'm on it, Jen, that is going to become part of what we're going to call like a best of the week kind of thing.
Yeah, and we think it works better. It means we don't miss people. That's always been a problem. And, again, that has become like a full-time job, because we then get people email and say, did you get my email? Did you? And it's like...
I feel to a certain extent, some people, not all, and some of the people that post a lot are not the problem here. But some feel like they're just using it. They're using our channel to try and boost their channel. They want to be the big man on the town and things like that. So, have you got my video? Did you get my video? When are you showing my video? So that's not what we're here for.
I must admit, not mentioning any names, but back in the early days, I can remember doing stuff where I kind of took people. Well, no, not like taking people under my wings, so to speak. But I helped out a lot of people who then became a lot bigger. In some instances, actually overtook me, and then they just kind of ghost you, and they're like
because you can't do anything for them anymore.
And it's like, oh, cheers, I got you started, and then you went, see you.
Yeah.
So sometimes, not always, sometimes it can feel a little bit like that. It does feel like.
So I'm going to say, post on the Facebook group or on the Discord. We have a Discord
as well.
Yeah.
For those people saying, well, what about those who don't do Facebook?
Yeah, Discord
we hear you.
As well.
Yeah, we the meta thing. Basically, there are outlets. Apparently, we've got a stuck ROM.
I don't think we have.
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh, fair enough. So that's the thing. We're going to be doing that, and as a result of this, we're then going to essentially create a top 5. And they're going to be the ones that we show. Everyone's still getting seen because people are doing their various things, and people see all their stuff. So you've got options. You're still getting out there. We're still talking about stuff. We're still sharing all of our work, because that's a big thing. That is a big thing that I love about this hobby. We are creative. We get ideas from each other, and we love it. So we're going to do essentially like a best of the week kind of thing. That's what we're going to do. And it's going to be shorter because over the last few months, I felt an awful lot like we've got to the point where, we've got to 8:20, we better start with the videos. And that's not what it was about.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be stopping the conversation because we have to do videos. We should be having the conversation that we're here to have.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be doing, because that's a big part of the hobby. I want people to be able to share their stuff, and I want to be able to celebrate creativity. I want to be able to celebrate people's achievements, because that's a good thing. We like what we're doing, and we want to make a big thing about it. So that's how we're going to change things for that. But that's not even the biggest thing, is it?
No. Gavin Blackburn says less Class 07 shunters. The Gronk is, like, don't worry, no Gronks were harmed. Dr. No Gronk Nick has not been allowed in the vicinity of the loft. In fact, that Gronk is an escapee from the evil clutches of Dr. No Gronk Nick.
Yes.
But we've added a Class 02 shunter to help it out.
To give him a hand.
Claude Hamilton said, have you tried live reviews? That is exactly what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be bringing back as an intermittent thing on our Wednesday slot that we used to do for years and years. We're going to try out intermittent live reviews.
Yeah.
One of the reasons for this is that editing up a review takes an inordinate amount of time longer than any other kind of thing, and it's very clinical. So there's no real room for the kind of creativity which the Cupboard Monkey, who does all the editing, likes to do. You end up slowing down to a crawl because you're finding the right angle of shots. You're treating pictures to zoom in on the bit you want, having the cutaways and stuff, finding footage quite often as well. Because we maintain a massive archive of footage. All of the raw footage going way, way back. We've got all of that we can dip into videos that you do see in quite a lot of the videos. I have
every single video that you've made archived, and every video that I have made archived.
Yeah. The idea is that on Wednesdays we're bringing back our Wednesday slot. It won't necessarily be every week, but we're going to start this week. And this as well, one of my big bugbears, that the kind of ill-informed person going, you're just in the pocket of the manufacturers. Yeah, it's like try and fake a live review. Hellion, good on you. You're the guinea pig. So the Class 104 from Hellion. This was very kindly sent as a review sample from Hellion. I will probably have to give it back. It's not a land of milk, honey, and free review samples.
Good grief,
because this is probably doing the round robin of a lot of magazines. In fact, I suspect, and I will put this out there, that this may have already been to places like Model Rail, Railway Modeler, Hornby Magazine. All the good magazines have already been through that. And it's now turned up at me. So on Wednesday, we'll be doing a live, we're trying the format. I've not done this before, and showing that people there's no editing trickery. Apparently the Gronk's behaving badly, but it
seems okay at the moment.
It's got to stay alive in it, so it should be all right. And the Class 02 should just nudge it through the issues. Ben Tullett says, I am trying to pass the channel name around on many Facebook groups, one of which is a group that has people asking for advice and help with model railways. Cool.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. But the other thing about the live reviews is we have seen, well, there's always those comments saying, you're in the pocket of manufacturers, you only show the good stuff, you cut out all the stuff that doesn't work. No, we're going to prove that. We're going to prove all of that wrong.
Yeah, also, show you.
Yeah, Sarah Hall, I know about the Discord issue. Even though it's set to be forever, they're not forever. So I will put up a new one, don't worry.
Oh, thank you so much, Little Britain. Absolutely.
So here's the thing. Mm-hmm. We're going to put to rest all of those comments because you can't fake this stuff when it's live.
Yeah.
However, we're also going to be addressing something else.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of comments, especially over the last few weeks, where people have asked, good questions. Stuff that if we thought about
yeah.
would have been in the review.
It's like, I never thought to check that. Or
Exactly.
actually, that's a good... And this is the other issue with doing pre-recorded videos. No matter how thorough you are, something will come and say, I never thought about that.
Yeah. Well, now you're going to be able to ask it.
So the idea is that the Cupboard Monkey is going to ride the chat and keep an eye on the comments and bring those up. Whilst I do the reviews, we'll get the rostrum camera set up. We'll stream it. There will be, there'll be a little bit of a Monday Club feel, but Gandalf will be put back in his biscuit tin. The toasters will not be here. We'll give them the night off for bad behaviour. Platform 7A says, good evening. Sounds like a good idea. Live reviews. Viewers can add their point of view as well.
Exactly.
And yeah, Sarah Davis, some people are just cynical.
Yeah, they are, but we're going to put pay to that.
And what it means is that the 3 to 4 days of editing that the average review takes. Yes, that's right. You heard it right. When you do a thorough review and you create a TV quality video out of the footage, that's how long it takes. And that's a lot of work for people who have jobs elsewhere. So we're hoping that if we do a 2-hour live stream on the Wednesday, that actually we're then in a position that 2 hours really is what it takes. Well, actually, it'll have to go through photography first. I think
I will always do that. Yes.
There's some compromises we're not prepared to make, so I think it's the close-up, detailed photos are very important.
Yeah.
So the model's going to go through that first, and it may be that as this format, we iron out the wrinkles. We need to change a few things. We can look at that, but we're going to try this concept. I'm not really aware of anybody in any great capacity doing live reviews, but I think that this will be potentially quite interesting. I mean, when we started the Monday Club, I don't recall any other model railway live streams particularly. Yes, there were podcast type ones. So What's Neat This Week, and big up Sir Ken of Patterson and all at the What's Neat This Week crew blazing that trail. But that's pre-recorded and then goes through some degree of cursory editing before it's put out as a kind of a standalone video. We were doing it live and riffing off the fact that actually I worked as a DJ for a very long time, so that's the kind of thing. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase. What time would be the live reviews? Probably looking like to what, 6 o'clock?
Something like 6 o'clock. Yeah.
6 o'clock on a Wednesday. We're bringing our Wednesday slot back. That for a very long time. I think the last time we had one of these We Need to Talk things, we stepped back from our Wednesday slot at the time.
And now we're coming back to it, basically.
Apparently the 25 is struggling.
Yeah, we're all struggling and we're not 25 anymore.
I think the problem
Ken Patterson, you're absolutely right, JTG Werewolf. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, and I think this 25, I'll be honest with you guys, the 25, I have actually found out what happens when you run a Bachmann model for literally years. It wears out as well.
What a surprise. Things wear out.
I have a feeling I've actually effectively burnt out the motor. It may even be the brushes and the motor are failing. Dundas Junction Mullerera James says, we do a live at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Cool.
I don't actually know what time that is.
It's about 8 hours behind us.
So, actually, yeah, so that's fine. So, brilliant.
Essentially, Jen has seen the effect that the last few weeks have had on me.
Yeah.
I have barely left my office for 2, perhaps even 3 weeks, because the amount of time that the reviews are taking, it's longer and longer and longer, and I am worn out. So, it's a bit of an issue.
But New Junction says, won't a Wednesday live clash? We've been doing it on and off for years, so yeah.
Look,
I think there's a clash.
here's the thing.
There are a lot of people on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's going to be a clash.
It doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah,
or what
back
you're
when
doing.
we're sharing something that clashes with the Monday Club,
Yeah.
and I thought, yeah, it just happens.
These things happen. We did Wednesdays before. We're bringing it back.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
Yeah. So anyway, there we go. Yes. Enwin's Models Lifestyle Unleashed says, yes, reviews take a lot of editing.
Yeah.
Richard Gruters, we're fairly flexible. 2 hours is too long. I don't know.
We don't know how long.
We've
it's gonna
never
be.
tried doing a review live. I'm just basing it off how long it takes to actually do the initial filming for a review.
So what we're going
And
to
yeah, Peter Jackson, Sheila Heath, there is plenty of room for all YouTubers.
Exactly.
Retro Rambles asks, are you creating more work for yourselves? Well, we hope not.
This is actually less work.
Yeah. Gary B says, these changes sound great and even better that it will work for the both of you. Without you two, there'll be none of this, so go for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Growler. No one owns YouTube. If you clash with one another, so be it. Exactly.
Yeah.
No one has a monopoly on a time slot.
Yeah, I think, basically, people will watch what they want to watch. Quality will win
More
out.
than that, there's always time to watch it later. It's like with television. There's two shows you
Yes,
want to watch.
Andrew Bettis,
watch one later.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll Sarah Davis says, no, that BBC comedy show like Mock the Week takes hours to film for 30 minutes worth of programme. Yeah, I mean, my sister has worked in television for, since I was at university.
Best part 30 years?
Nearly, yeah. And one of the programmes, actually, she worked on in the early 2000s was Have I Got News for You? So we kind of got a little peek behind the curtain of how stuff like that gets filmed. And it is quite an eye-opener. There's so much that goes into a recording. For a half an hour show, there's probably about 2 to 3 hours of in front of camera recording.
Yeah.
But then the editing, one of the other things that my sister has worked on and off for probably 25 years plus is Time Team. Great to see that back.
I actually backed that on Patreon. You guys, if you like proper television, back
absolutely.
it on Patreon.
But my sister has been one of the movers and shakers in the background behind Time Team, which is why, if you know my sister and you're on her book of face, don't pile in. She go, who the hell are you guys?
Yeah.
But it's funny actually because she was posting photographs from Tony Robinson's book signing, and it's like, you can't fake that kind of in-depth in the media of being like best buds with Tony Robinson. But I remember going down to London and sitting in the lounge of the guy who was he was one of the directors for Time Team, and they had more than one because one person couldn't physically do every single episode in a series, and he had this huge rack of DVD-Rs and. Anybody knows DVDs, probably about 4 hours of footage on each of those DVDs. And there must have been about 25 or 30 of them. And they were all marked up, Time Team, blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, is that like the full series then? He went, no, that's one episode's raw footage. I have to go through all of that, making notes, watch it all, look at how much there is, watch it all, make notes, that bit was good, cut that out, blah, 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 and actually formulate the idea of, what structure is this? Where are we going with this? What bits do we need to call back to? What bits didn't go anywhere? And kind of slowly distill that down into an episode. And it was quite an eye-opener to see what you and me would think, oh, look, that's 25 episodes at an hour an episode. No, that is one episode's raw footage. And that's the kind of work that goes into these things. And you think multi-camera setups. When I worked on Biggest Little Railway, one of the things that I found out was that they had somewhere in the region of 500 hours of raw footage to sort through to make, I think it was 5 episodes of about 45 minutes an episode.
Wow.
And, you know, you think, where do you start with something like that? But that is how TV works. And when you've actually worked in TV and film, you get a much bigger and better understanding. And that's why it hurts so much when people go, oh, a 20-minute video, that can't take any more than 25 minutes. It's like, tell me you have no idea how this works without actually using those words.
So we've had a lot of people talking about if we're doing this change, will there be space for TT120? Which brings me to the Friday videos, because these aren't going anywhere. We're still going to produce a pre-recorded video every Friday.
Yeah, but we want to do more creative stuff.
Creative stuff is exactly it. So, Jen, we've got some projects coming. We've got some challenges coming.
Yeah, you want to build a TT120 layout.
Yes.
Very small one, nice and portable. So there will be a TT120 build, hopefully. But wait, there's more. Also, I'm going to change the angle to Jab Light Mountain again. I want to do it. I don't know. You have to.
Oh, there it is.
Wake
I had
it
to
up.
wake it up then. Gotta get up. Gotta get up.
Yeah.
Weep, weep.
The mouse is sleeping. Or wake the mouse up. Yeah, Pulp Fiction reference. So that, yeah, I want to do a series destroying that. You know, really doing the fucking Kool-Aid Man through that thing. And actually rebuild that. You know, I built it maybe 7 years ago. And the modeler I was
Could I get a job in TV?
No, you could not. Not even your hand could. And, you know, 7 years ago, I was quite pleased with that. Now I look at it and I think I need to redo it, like I did with Minith Tattoos. And I want to have the time to do that. You know, we did build series on Minith Tattoos Newith. It's like why Hornby Magazine didn't think I was a YouTube builder when they featured the magazine, in the magazine, the layout that I built as a big series on YouTube. Anyway, right. Yeah, Mark Wilson says, how about an American switching layout in the future? What I really wanted to do, and actually I've had some stuff up here for years waiting for that. Skeletal log wagons. I want to do a switchback logging layout, and in part I've kind of been waiting for the KR Models Shay. I'm hoping it's going to be a good reliably running model, because that's going to go with the KR Models skeletal log wagons, and I want to build one of those, you know, that sort of switches back up and down a mountain. I know it'll work because DCC Concepts
have proven that it can.
They proved it using their ABC stuff and all these various.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, you go around the back, it's all flashing lights. It's like, you know,
it's like a computer from sci-fi in the 60s.
It's like looking at a Merg demonstration at a show where there's like a huge, great big mainframe with flashy lights everywhere just to make a signal move.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, the ghost of RS Electronics is happy with you. But yeah, so it will work. And I like the idea of effectively taking the baseboard of your layout and turning it on its side so it's vertical instead of horizontal. I love that idea. And I originally got the idea for that actually whilst filming Great Model Railway Challenge, and I floated the idea to the team, albeit briefly. They went, no. Like, well, nothing in the rules says we have to build it with the thing flat on the ground. What if we turned the layout on its side and made a kind of a cliff railway? And they were like, no. But I like the idea of a model layout where actually it might only be like 1 foot or 2 foot deep, but it goes 4 foot high.
Yeah.
And I think that an American switchback logging layout would be perfect for that. Charlie Chimp says, you often wondered about doing a Java Sugarcane Railway too, Jen. I bet you'd love doing that. Absolutely.
It's on the list.
I've been following there's a guy on one of the Facebook groups. I'm really sorry, I forget his name, but I've been avidly watching.
Well, I did put a link last time you mentioned sugarcane layouts. It's in one of your reviews. I put a link to his channel in your videos. So
that's your work. That is a great paint.
I don't paint in grey.
That's acrylic.
So while Jen is doing that,
it's acrylic. Eh?
We have done that. His name begins with name. That's about as much as I can remember.
Yeah. Anyway, no. So he built a Javanese sugarcane rail. I think it's like PG Sembarang or something like that, and it's amazing. And I've been following it avidly, and I'm in total awe at how well he's captured the PG Sembro, PG Jaturanto, Sugar Factory vibes so well. But then there's also the guy who posts the actual videos. Was it Ahmed Azif or something?
That's the
like
guy.
That. Yeah,
I'm getting confused. That's the guy that we linked in the video. Yes,
it's like in some respects the guy's really lucky being able to go and experience the last of the Javanese sugarcane railways firsthand. I'd love to go out there and just like hire a little putt moped and actually go out and explore and watch these things. It would be great, but I don't speak the language, and by the sound of it, a lot of them don't speak ours either, so might be a language barrier. Richard Gruter says, have you considered winning the lottery and giving up work?
We would get bored. Jen and I are both workaholics.
Hey, speak for yourself. I'd use the money to go and like do amazing things.
Yes. So, with the Friday videos, we're going to be focusing on things that Jen enjoys, but we're also going to be doing some of the challenges and things like that we've talked about. Remember that underground layout that I wanted to build? That might happen.
I mean,
the challenge to go up Snowdon with a model railway. That might happen.
We've had loads of ideas, and some of these are born out of the time that I spent developing ideas for television. And it's like, let's find the curtain. I haven't got a curtain here. Let's peer behind the curtain. It's stuff that Jenny does that she doesn't boast and brag and crow and strut about. So, at one point in my life, I did a lot of development work for television. Off the back of, we had great, biggest little railway in the world, then Great Model Railway Challenge, got 2 series. I was consulted quite extensively for the development of Great Model Railway Challenge. I was consulted for the development of Biggest Little Railway. Not the only person, I hasten to add.
Yeah, Jen is not trying to suggest that she's the only person.
Yeah, I never take credit for other people's work. But, I was there in the background. A lot of other people were as well. And then Hornby and Model World, I was lucky to be consulted on that. And around the Great Model Railway Challenge period, there was a lot of interest in model railway related TV. Basically, it's like, a new reality TV area we can strip mine. So we did a lot of development work with Plum Pictures in the main. Down in London, a team of 3 of us. You'll actually know at least one of the other 2
There's a vlog
people.
early on your channel, a while back on your channel.
Oh yeah, you
where
actually
you went down there.
I don't think I didn't. I thought it was like seriously uncool to like pose next to Plum Pictures' sign. And it's actually in the same building as Hat Trick Productions. But then it's like, thank you, Scott Wood, very kindly donated £2 towards the Biscuit Fund. But one of the things was that I then subsequently found out that one of my partners in crime was like, look at me, look where I am. And it's like, I wish I'd have actually had the guts to do that. But we did some of the development in a room next to where Have I Got News For You was doing pre-production work. And you think that they just turn up and go, what are we talking about this week? No, they spend all week working on that.
Of course they do.
So we were in they had like these glass pods. We were in the glass pod next to what was his name? The did like talk shows and stuff, like with the footballs coming home. Skinner.
Badil?
No, the Skinner guy.
Yeah, Frank Skinner.
Frank Skinner. I seem to recall he was the guest host at the time, and he was in this other pod, and he kept peering across. Like, what the hell are they doing? That looks really good fun. And we were like playing with model trains and like I can do this, and it'll be great. But actually, some of the ideas that were born out of that never went anywhere, but actually we think we're going to take them and run with them anyway.
We could do them.
So one of them was actually the quirky build, which I'd already pitched for Series 3 of Hornby and Model World, but that then never happened. And basically they came to me because we want a quirky build. My brief was always, we want something that pushes the envelope, does something really out there that people will talk about, hence the upside down railway. But for the third one, I really like the idea of building a model railway into something like a backpack that you could literally take up a mountain, run it off batteries, and put on you go to the top of Pavey Arc was the plan, and put on a model railway exhibition. And actually, had the show been made, that would have probably almost certainly morphed into doing it up Mount Snowdon, so we could incorporate the Snowdon Mountain Railway. Richard Brighton very, very kindly has donated £5 in Super Chat. Says, now then, Jenny and Zoe, what you up to? Hello from the posh side of the Pennines. We're coming round your... Well, I say we. I'm coming round your neck of the woods on Saturday, because I'm going to be at an exhibition in Sheffield.
Jen's going to be in your area.
Yeah, Griffey says the Pennines has a posh side. Ooh! that Southerner! We've got a Southerner in the chat. We actually had Tram Fabrique were really interested in being involved.
I think he still will be.
Yeah, Sven Vanderhart from Tram Fabrique, one of our sponsors. He's
one of our long-time good friends as well.
Joe Harris very, very kindly donated £20 on the Super Chat. You guys, you're so generous. I truly look forward to the Monday Club every week. I am new to this hobby, and watching yours and Charlie's archive has been so helpful in improving my enjoyment of it. Keep up the superb work. Big love from Somerset. Thank you so much. Yeah, and that's the thing, is there's a lot of channels that have been around, people in the hobby for a very long time, who are here for the hobby, not just for what get rich quick scheme or what fame monster can we ride for a bit, but actually here because we love the greatest hobby in the world.
And that's why we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and then you find a great big archive of stuff. I mean, I've got 15 years of stuff.
We've been doing this a long time. I remember when I was young and I was on camera.
Yeah. Model railway on a dinner plate, says O'Gage Dinner. There's a lot of interest.
I think actually Buggles Kelly Station could do that.
Yeah.
I know he's in the chat, I saw your T-gauge stuff.
T-gauge.
And he created and painted a livery.
Oh, look, Mac Navi's in. Sven Vanderhart from the wonderful company Tram Fabrique, UK distributor for all things Train-O-Matic. But wait, there's so much more when you have a look through the Tram Fabrique website with upgraded motors, all sorts of kits and all sorts. It says, my mind is already going crazy thinking about the best layout to bring up the mountain. April next year? Yeah, because
let's hope we can do it. Yeah.
Basically, what we need is, I think it's just after the clocks go. Is it forward or back?
Back.
Because you need the daylight. You need the daylight to be able to get up the mountain and back, but you don't want it red hot, because there's nothing worse than climbing a mountain in extreme heat. You get dehydrated. It's not fun.
Yeah.
But you also don't want the weather to be really bad. So it's like there's a sweet spot.
April's probably the best time. Early May you might be able to get away with.
Griffey says a group of us drove our RC rock crawlers to the top of Snowdon. Cool.
Nice. So I want to talk about the fact that we're doing these challenges, but also we've had a few people comment in the comments, funnily enough, asking about live shows. And there's going to be a change there
yes,
as well.
There are other changes. We've kind of got stuck on the idea of reviews, wanting to try live reviews. Simply the workload's too great. And it's been taking away from the massive creativity. Oh, thank you so much, Darren Caudry.
Thank you so much.
Very kindly donated $4.99 on the Super Chat. Thank you so much. It's new to the channel and to the hobby, but would really like to build a layout on my narrowboat that I live on. But a 41-foot space is a challenge.
Just a little bit.
Can I
Stick it
just,
on the roof.
Can I just say that actually 41 feet is quite a good length for a model railway.
Yeah, but that's in a narrowboat. Isn't that all you've got in terms of space?
Could I just say that what you would want would be, now here's an idea, because you can get scale length trains on there, easy peasy, through amazing countryside. You effectively have a shelf that runs the length of your narrowboat, but possibly only be about a foot wide.
Oh, yeah.
And then at either end, you have a tight return loop that's not part of the scenic area, tucked out of the way, and you can basically sit back and watch a scale-length train go through amazing countryside. So there's ways and means. But wait, there is more changes afoot. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we pioneered was doing live streams from events. And what we found is that, yeah, we've had a lot of technical issues quite often. You know, when you take things on the road, I remember the BBC used to have the same issue with live events from Radio 1 Live in the Park. And it's
I used to go to those.
Yeah, it turns out there's only us listening because the transmitter isn't picking up our signal, sort of thing. Yep, been to those.
We haven't pioneered technical trouble.
What we found, and we've done things like massive live streams promoting shows, promoting the hobby. We've done gets. We did one at the Doncaster Festival of Railway Modelling. We've done some of the smaller shows as well. It's a lot of work. What it basically means is we go to a show, but we work for the entire time there because it is a full-time job doing that live stream. You don't tend to get much of the show seen. And, at Gets, I don't think I saw a single layout whilst we were there. And it's a lot of hard work. And increasingly, and this is what happens when you blaze the trail, people go, oh, we want a piece of your success. And we're starting to get some model rail clubs I've noticed, and I can't help but feel that they've looked at our live streams and go, these YouTubers making money off the back of us, and saying, either we won't allow live streaming from our event, or they're wanting money for people to if you're going to do that, you'll have to contribute some of your immense riches that you will somehow magically earn that I don't know about at these events. We want our hand in your pocket. And you think, looking at it and thinking, this is hard work. We make almost nothing doing it, and yet we have to pay a lot to travel to events, to take time out. And we just came to the conclusion it is not worth our while. And also a good chunk of your audience is probably at the show. So we're deciding to change that. Cupboard Monkey, tell us more.
Well, the major issue that I had is that we always have someone who comes up to us and talks to us at the show. And the fact is that if I'm doing a show, I can't talk to them and do the show. So it feels an awful lot to me like I'm therefore prioritising people who aren't there compared to people who have actually taken the time to come and see us. And that doesn't feel right.
And unfortunately, there's also people who either unintentionally or intentionally basically just mess about to ruin your live stream. I noticed this actually at Doncaster. Yeah. People who would deliberately talk loudly next to you.
Yes,
about
they would come over and talk loudly.
Yeah, and you're like, do you mind? We're doing a live program here. And they go out of their way to be douchebags.
Yeah.
And all I could think was, how little they know. There's thousands of people watching them be douchebags.
Yeah, but it's like I say, I think it's wrong to prioritise people who aren't there over people who have taken the time and the effort to come and talk to you.
Yeah.
So as much as I pushed this and really wanted to do these live streams from shows. We made it work, but it doesn't. It doesn't feel right.
And also, I mean, I was talking to Well Chuffed Railways at the Leeds show, and there, I was talking to them about this amongst other things. And I said, when we started, there wasn't so much in the way of people putting up videos of shows.
Yeah.
And now it's a bit like with the reviews.
They all rush to be first, don't they?
Yeah. Like, so somebody will turn up early on a Saturday, rush around, film everything they can, and then crap that video out as fast as they can to be first. And it dilutes the room in the market for these videos. So you reach a point where by the time people are coming and watching your show, which by being live isn't as snappy because you're not cutting out the boring bits, then you're finding that actually it's more work for less gain. And I think there's plenty of decent videos of shows out there.
Yeah.
People just don't need us to film a show anymore. And I think that I'd rather myself experience the show than look at it through the lens of a camera.
Yeah.
And it's a very different experience.
Oh, yes.
Actually filming a show to looking at a show. And it really brought it home to me when I was doing the Lee exhibition. Really just stood there and enjoying a layout, not thinking, right, I need to get all the angles, and I've got all these other layouts I also need to get all the angles. Thank you so much, NJC Electrical Services Sheffield. Has very, very kindly donated £5 on the Super Chat. Thank you so much for your generosity. Says, hi guys, brilliant channel. My favourite loco I own is a Hellion Class 76 EM1 from Olivia's Trains. Self-weathered, keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I do really love my Class 76 as well. Richard Brighton says, could you broadcast live for an hour or so at intervals throughout the day rather than constantly broadcasting for the whole day? I think if we were to do a show, we would do maybe an hour earlier on. And what I'd want to really do is, I think what does work is bringing people on for live interviews.
Yes.
Having that kind of content.
I think that was some of our best stuff when we did these
streams.
Yeah.
So like at Gets, we had Ben Jones from Hellion came on. I think we had the Cavalex boys as well, which was really great to get them in. I'm sure we had somebody from Acura Scale as well. So stuff like that worked really well. And actually just not do the stuff where it's basically us for 3 hours talking about the same 3 views. Tom Marshall, Buggles Kelly Station. I believe Olivia's Trains no longer exists.
Wow.
Yeah, that stellar bastion of consumer-led customer service is no more.
Our live interviews at Satchel were very enjoyable. Oh.
Yeah. So, if retailers, if events want to have us along to do a live thing from the show, we can do it. We can work something out, but we need to actually do it slightly different. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
Oxford Rail very kindly donated $9.99 on the super chat. Says, took me 10 minutes to work out how to do this, but a donation to support your fabulous work from us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your generosity, and thank you as well for all the great work that you do for the hobby. We really enjoyed our visit down to Swansea.
And Dundas Models, thank you as well.
Yeah, Dundas Junction Model Railroad, James donated Canadian $2.79. Thank you so much for your generosity. But yeah,
Olivia's Trains are still around apparently.
Oh, is it? I thought that they'd closed down.
I think you misread what they said.
Right.
But talking about the Oxford Rail stuff, that is something else that we are going to continue with.
Yeah,
as part of our creativity. You do what you need to.
And somewhere on the layout there is a J27 that is stalwartly been doing the ABC shuttle for a few months now. It basically sits there and just shuttles every time the layout's turned on. That's all it does. And we did wear out a Bachmann Class 25. That took about 3 years. So I think that one's got about 6 months on it. So it'll be interesting to see how well it lasts for go. But it's certainly going great guns. But yeah, no, that was amazing to come down. We've got a great video out of coming and visiting you down at in Oxford, and it's great to see as well that you're doing live streams too. And this is something I think that a lot of people, when we started doing live streams, there just weren't live streams in the hobby. And I'm very proud of the fact that we've laid the groundwork to make people go, oh, we could do that. And in some respects, they do say that copying is the best form of flattery. And, it shows like we proved that it's viable.
Yeah.
And that's why other people are copying what we do. Oh, Gage, Jenny. Thank you guys. You're so generous. Thank you so much. Very kindly donated £10. So good luck to both of you with all the changes. It's got to be fun, and you both deserve it to be with all the work you put in. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Oxford says, we loved having you. Yes, you inspired me. I'm so glad. And we should do that again, actually, because I think what a lot of people don't realise is that my mother's side of the family are from the Swansea Valley, which is how I know how to pronounce things like Inniskedwin, Pontardawy, Glanreed, Abercrave, and Onthloyn as well. All these names, that's why I know how to pronounce them, was because at one point in my life I lived and went to school in Cumtuch, Gurnos, near Estragunlais.
Yeah.
So it's great to get back now. I hadn't been back to the Swansea area in probably about 15 years, and actually coming down to see you guys, it was really, really great. I thoroughly enjoyed, and the pasties, by the way, and the cakes from your local bakery.
Those jam-filled Welsh cakes.
Yes, jam-filled Welsh cakes.
It made the trip.
Yeah, and right.
I need more. I need to go back.
Yeah, and
they know I'm good for it.
Yeah, don't tell my mother, because she does occasionally watch this. But she made a batch of her famous Welsh cakes the other day. She does it properly on the griddle, on the stove. I was eating them, but I was thinking these would be better with jam in. We'll have to do that again, actually. We'll come down and do something. I think that it would be really, really great. And I really want to go and reinvestigate some childhood haunts. Is the leisure centre still there in Swansea? It used to have the water slide that went outside and then went back in. And as a child, I used to love going there. Is it still there? Richard Knowles very kindly donated £2, says small contribution. Thank you so much. Really, really kind of you. Oxford says you're always welcome, maybe around a time when we have some news. Yes, do let me know. We would love to do that. I will come down and we'll stay somewhere like the Inniskedwin Arms. Actually, the Abercrave Inn is really nice. Ian White, thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you.
Donating £5 on the Super Chat. Thank you so much. James Pett says, right next to the marina, loved the marina, and the museum, yes. And there used to be, I think it was something like there was a steam locomotive that used to be next to the museum with, I think it was a 16-ton mineral wagon. And when I was a small child, you could get into the cab, just like at the Kevin Coyd Colliery, and pretend to be an engine driver. And I used to always want to go and see that steam locomotive. And then there was the museum that did have steam locomotives, and they used to run them on a length of the old dockside track, I seem to recall, and then that got cut back, the locomotives left, and the museum became more maritime. Oxford says, we have the Swansea Rail show in the Leisure Centre Hall weekend before last. Yes, I heard about that, definitely. Really, really great. RG Models 86 says, yes, the Leisure Centre is still there, Jenny. The Swansea Model Rail show is held there every year. Boom! It's refurbed now, says Oxford. Excellent. We're gonna have to go down there at some point.
Which leads me into what I was wanting to say about the Friday videos. We want to do the pre-record. We're going to keep going with the pre-recorded Fridays, but here's the changes.
Yeah.
They're going to be stuff that is something that gets us back to the magazine style that we had for our roots. So, building things, challenges,
yes,
like the model rail mountain, interviews, tours, going to places and just having a look and talking about the history or whatever, and the railways that are there, that kind of thing. Like, when was the last time that we went to Beamish?
I haven't been to Beamish for 25 years.
Yeah, we always talk about.
Did we go with your family at any point or not? Oh, gosh.
We did not.
Claude
so,
Hamilton
go on.
very, very kindly donated £2 in the super chat.
So
Small
much.
donation to Wednesday Biscuit. Thank you so much. Incidentally, guys, I do feel like I feel like a corporate show. There are still some Monday Club.
Did you just bang that on the table?
Yes. But wait, there's more. There's 5 of the Minith Tattoos Quarries wagons available through Sawyer Models, and a single O-gauge one. And I'm like, come on, guys, I feel embarrassed now. I've been flogging these for ages.
I'm amazed they're still around.
5 of the 00, yeah, I found them in a box the other day. So they've gone down to Sawyer Models. You can find them, I think, on their website. Or just give them a ring. So 5 of the 001s you'll have seen actually on Minith Tattoos Newith. I used the body of one of these as an oil tank, so there's a lot of great. Yeah, and at 20 quid, it's actually quite good. But we do have some new wagons in the pipeline, and I'm waiting for. There's 2 in the pipeline, but I am waiting for Rapido. Looking at you, Andy, Rapido, to send me the artwork so that we can then announce the first of these wagons.
I'm waiting for someone to send me the invoice, because I have to write the checks. And so it's horrible. The numbers. There's too many zeros.
Yeah. But yeah, Richard Brighton, Beamish is an epic place to visit.
Beamish is amazing.
Yeah.
They've got great trams, but they've got their own rail stuff.
Have you ever been to Blist Hills
I have not.
You've seen it in Doctor Who, the episode with Colin Baker, where he goes back in time to the Industrial Revolution. Was it Mark of the Rani?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark of the Rani was filmed there. So we should get around, and that's
exactly.
one of the other things we want to do. We need to get out and about.
Yeah, which we haven't been able to do when I'm stuck for 3 days.
We just don't have the time.
3 days every week editing a review.
Well, look, here's an idea for you, right? My comfortable car for long distance journeys, the Volvo 850. Boom, sweet speed.
Car.
That comes off the road at the end of next month for the winter. So, what if I book a week off work? I'm a workaholic. I've not actually taken any holiday this year. Oh, thank you so much, Little Britain. Thank you for joining the Jenny Kirk membership. It's really great to get on board there. So thank you so much for your support. Valley's 56X, excuse me, says 850 T5 is a monster. Yeah, Tom Walkinshaw Racing. Mine's an 850S, a.k.a. poverty spec.
But you've been upgrading it over the many, many years you've had it.
Yeah, it's not a true 850S anymore.
Yeah, how many extra buttons have you put in? It's
let's
like
just
bloody
say,
Knight
can I
Rider
just
when
say,
you get in this thing.
It's an 850S with some of the optional extras from a T5.
You get in and it looks like Knight Rider. She's got so many controls.
I like to call it Mission Control. Richard Brighton, welcome back to the Jenny Kirk membership. Thank you so much. So what we need to do is I'm going to book a week off work next month, and we're going to take the Volvo. We're going to go on a road trip somewhere. We're going to book into a hotel, and then Les Kirk says we're going down to Ustragunlice in November. Ooh. So, Oxford Rail, November. We might be able to work something out. That might actually be a good time.
Your dad hasn't invited you. He says he's going.
He has mentioned this before. November. Yeah. So, we might be going down in November, but that does mean we're in a poxy little car. Like, with the wing mirrors going every time you go over 55.
My little Hubert doesn't have wings that wobble.
Yeah. Oh, I've never been to the Black Country Living Museum near Birmingham, Sarah Davis. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and those people who met my dad actually at
Simon, thank you so much.
Simon Snow. This is where we find out who the lurkers are. Dion Wollaston, great to see you. Hope you're Timber Surf as well. Great to see you here too. Midland Train Spotter. And Rob Knockers Lane. So there you are. The lurkers are exposed. Oxford says, come on down. We may have new pilchards in. Oh, nice pilchards on toast.
Do not eat railway stuff. I've told you before.
I'm just joking. I hate pilchards. It's like slime. I like sardines, though. Plymouth North Road Station says, anybody going to the SVR Diesel Gala this year? Ooh. But yeah, look, we will sort something out. We need to do this, actually. But I kind of want to do a road trip, a final hurrah before the 850 comes off the road. It's got a rust hole in one of the front wings.
Yeah, Jenny doesn't use the door anymore. She just climbs through the rust hole.
That it's embarrassing. There's a hole I can fit my keys through in the front wing. Now,
that's the key slot for the car.
No, it's like speed holes. But no, yeah. Tell me that Volvos don't rust, and I'll show you the front wing on my 850, which rusts selectively. The front wings do. Most of the other stuff doesn't. Rest of the car absolutely fine. Front wings need to come off, and one of the other things I'm not going to actually film it. I did try a long time ago doing the Volvo vlog, but
I remember that.
Wrong target audience. So I'll just do it myself. But I'm going to be doing car body work. That's going to be.
You could
fun.
always make a second channel.
Yeah, Griffey says, oh, Volvos rust good. They just deceitfully do it from the inside out, so you can't see until it's too late. Right. So anyway, anywho.
So I think at this point, I think we should have a message from our sponsors, and then come back for the final half hour where we'll go over the summary and then perhaps talk about the news.
So we will be back after these messages. The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey. So we are back. Thank you so much to TMC, the Model Centre, for supporting the channel. And yeah, we commercially we do probably quite well, and this is the thing that I think a lot of people who don't put out a lot of YouTube content don't realise is how much work is involved.
Yeah.
That even when you're commercially successful with sponsors, you still earn pennies per hour.
That's just how it is. We do this because we love it more than anything else.
Absolutely,
but we have to make changes because
it's just killing us.
It
really
is literally harming our health. Thank you so much to Silver Moose 2812 for joining the membership. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Really helps the channel. Plus, you get access to some unique benefits. But yeah, no, we need to decide where we're going. And
the moon.
I like the idea of doing a road trip somewhere that we haven't been.
The moon.
But that we can feasibly get to.
Oh.
Yes. And actually, then in turn, maybe get a video. When we were down in South Wales, we got a lovely video at Oxford Rail, but I also got to visit the Kevin Coyd Hunslet Austerity. And it was like going back to visit an old friend who sadly let themselves go and got rusty and got boarded up. But it was like nice. Us, yeah. Actually, Maura King says, Jenny, come to Kerry. Northern Ireland. I'd love to go over to Northern Ireland, actually.
It's been a while since you've been there, and I've never been there.
I worked on a number of films and TV series that filmed in Northern Ireland. There's a lot of stuff gets filmed out there. And one of the things that I really impressed me was, I hadn't been out to Northern Ireland before I went over there, working right at the tail end of Game of Thrones. And it was a real eye-opener how beautiful Northern Ireland is.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous.
When I see the pictures, like, whoa, I want to go there. But we just haven't had the time.
So, I went up to Bushmills. There's a preserved railway up there, the Bushmills Railway. I think it's 3-foot gauge. Giant's Causeway, places like that. I spent some great time up and around Northern Ireland. And I'd love to go back. Also, can I just say, go across on the ferry from Birkenhead. Make sure you have a cabin. And it's great. It's like a little mini cruise as well. Thank you so much, Richard Brighton. Very, very kindly donated £5 in the super chats. As I regularly watch LGR. It's Lazy Game
Reviews.
And Jack Septic Eye, both of whom have spoken about mental health issues related to the constant demand for content and comeback. Absolutely. Yeah. Kerry is Southern Ireland. Ooh, we could go and visit a Cura Scale. Right now. Right now,
Cura Scale's gone, oh dear.
Fran and Stephen are shimmying across the floor, going, quick, get the curtains shut.
Pretend we're not in.
Yes, stay still. Maybe she'll go away.
They're going to eat all our biscuits.
But yeah, actually, no. I would like to go. Would like to visit Southern Ireland as well. We'll have to do that. Maybe we'll sort something out. It'd be really nice. Road trip! Error 404 Workshop says, didn't you work in the Belfast Docks studio? Titanic Studios. I didn't work there. I worked in and out of there. There's another studio as well, which is it's just round the corner up the hill, a new development. I remember picking up a load of gear from there, but I can't remember what they were filming. It was essentially, I'd been over there for How to Train Your Dragon, and because I delivered all this stuff, I then got told, right, there's a studio's round the corner, pick up some gear there, because you're coming back on the ferry anyway, and it costs nothing extra to do that. But I don't know. I wouldn't class that as having worked on whatever it was. That didn't really count. But yeah, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action film, that was one we did over there. The tail end of Game of Thrones, or as we call it, the Game of Scones. And there was something else. It was set aboard an ocean liner. And they filmed at studios. I'd have to look on a map. I can't remember the name of the place. But further up into the north, we went up the motorway, and it's weird. It reminds me a lot of Scotland, actually. Northern Ireland is a lot like when you drive up towards Aberdeen in terms of how it looks like. Error 404 Workshop says, I got lost in Belfast and ended up at those studios. You can see, well, you certainly used to be able to see the Game of Thrones outdoor sets from the road. But the sound stages from the outside, you don't see an awful lot unless you go in.
Jen?
Yes?
Is there anything in the news this week?
Yes, so there's been a mega bumper bountiful group of announcements from mostly Rapido, actually, it must be said, although there's some stuff coming through from Acura Scale. The Class 92s from Acura Scale, let's start with those. They are back. It's great to see. So they're coming through. They've also been doing some raising money for charity as well. Really, really great work from those guys at Acura Scale. Bash them all you like, but they do a lot for charity. And, you can't knock that. Well, you can, but you just look like a douche when you do it.
Yeah, you can, but you shouldn't.
But wait, there's more. Rapido. It's like, guys, come on, calm down. So we've had the G class, which is it's the D40, but it is there's a rather convoluted story. I did know about this already, and bizarrely, I talked with Rapido about this probably about a year ago. And don't play poker with model railway manufacturers. They're really very good at not telling you about forthcoming models. But I suggested to him, so the D40, Gordon Highlander, Would be a great model to do. Nobody's done it. Preserved one out there. Really pretty liveries that it's carried. Very long lasting. So you get it from Great North of Scotland Railway through the LNER into BR, plus that wealth of different preservation liveries. And I said at the time, and you could do the G-Class. Because what happened was the Great North of Scotland Railway ordered a batch of these from, I think it was Nielsen's, and then they couldn't afford all of them. And I think there was 5 or something, or 10. And they said, we can't afford them. So put them up for sale, see if anybody else wants them. And they sold them, ironically, for more than Great North of Scotland Railway were on the hook for. And actually, the locomotive builders very kindly split the difference with them, which I thought was like, you'd never have them do that these days. But the South Eastern and Chatham Railway were in the market. They needed express engines. And having off the peg ones, it's like, you know, here's these locos, they're ready to go. You can have them sort of like in a week's time, sort of thing. I mean, I'm guessing that meant that they must have been delivered by literally being driven from the builders in Glasgow all the way down to South Eastern and Chatham Railway. So they're being done as a special with rails. But the D40, Gordon Highlander, and the rest of the D40s, they're being done as a main range item. Now, they preserved Gordon Highlander in that Great North of Scotland Railway leaf green, holly green, I think it is. That's going to be a must-have item. Get your orders in now. Don't dilly-dally. Don't mess about. That's going to be very, very popular. The What If short tank Sirdar, I can never pronounce that, 009 locomotive has been announced. These look great. We were talking about the Javanese sugarcane railway, and I've got my eye on some of the liveries of the Sirdar class that they've already announced. So if they do similar liveries on the short tank version, that will add some great variety for a Javanese sugarcane railway. Also, Richard Brighton. But wait, that's not all. And of course, Richard Brighton, we're on message there, see? Because that's Rails of Sheffield. That's your new overlords. Richard Brighton says, we've just taken delivery of the Hornby 00 A4 Silver Collection locos. They are stunning. So that's Silver Link, Silver King, Silver Fox, and Quicksilver. Which, if you're wondering, what is Quicksilver? Quicksilver is a ye olde term for Mercury. That livery is nice, but I don't know. I prefer them in BR livery. I want Silver Fox. Silver Fox I need Silver Fox in the BR livery. Yeah, RG Models 86, you and me both. The shock of Rapido's announced. Well, they just had the 01 come out. I'm surprised, given how well they've sold, that they've not announced another run.
Speaking of announcing stuff, Hornby sent this.
So, impressive and iconic Black Fives. We've also had an announcement from Hornby about the Caprotti gear. Caprotti. It sounds like it should be Capriotti and be sort of Italian, but Caprotti gear. And these are weird because they don't have the fancy Welshuts type valve gear on the side. It's a much simpler arrangement, much neater arrangement on the side, more reminiscent of something like a Hall or a Castle class. And it's something that they alluded to when we were down. We did our big visit to Hornby down at Margate, and we did that. I built a Black Five.
Where is it? And has it stopped limping yet?
It has, actually. Can I just say, right, talk to the nice people whilst I attempt to discuss... there it is.
I don't need to talk to them because you found it.
Yeah, but, talk to them whilst, Ask-Ham is up and running.
Gratuitous, but calm. Gratuitous, but calm.
So here we are. This is the Black Five. This is the Black Five that Jenny built. There are many others sort of like it, but this is mine.
No, not quite.
They let me keep it. It's like they knew it was unsaleable. I built this out of parts, thus proving how difficult it is to do. And
Tony Stark built this in a cave from a box of scraps.
Yeah, and it looks like it as well. So a little bit dusty. Things do get dusty when on the shelves for long periods of time. It ran for... I put it on the tracks and I thought basically kill or cure. And I thought it'll either disassemble itself or it'll sort its issues out. And actually, give it its due, it doesn't make a limping anymore. Anthony says, really Jenny, get the Blackfire in the layout. Not right now, but next week. Next week, it's going to be there. So, but the Caprotti one is, they hinted at the time, the designer, I'm really sorry I've forgotten his name. I can picture him in my head, but I'm rubbish with names.
Okay, can I just jump in? The Monday Club is not ending. Some people are still saying that in the Railway Days. The live streams are not ending. They're still going to be going. We're still doing the live streams.
Yeah, they might be talking about the live streams from the shows, which are...
Ah, right, the live streams from the shows
they're largely ending, but show organisers, retailers, manufacturers, you know, if Bagman wanted a live stream from a show and they want somebody who knows how to do it, just drop us a line. Yeah. It'd be great to hang out for a weekend with those guys. That'd be really good fun. But off our own bat, we've had roadblocks placed in our way by some organisations who've been very sniffy about it. They seem to think that YouTubers make stupid amounts of money and they can... it's
I get what they're thinking. They think that we're coming to basically use their facilities to make cash, and that's not what we run about.
No. We do this for the hobby. We do this because we love the hobby. We love to promote the hobby. Yeah. That's why we didn't go down that clickbait nonsense where people go, "Oh, it's the death of the hobby. Yeah. Watch my video. Clickbait. What? Oh, the death of the hobby."
Yeah, which is why I got a bit annoyed with people who said that tonight's title was clickbait. It's like, no, things need to change, so we're talking about them.
Richard Knowles says, I think anyone who moans about models not being this, that, or the other should be put to challenge in building such a model. Yeah, put your money where your mouth is. Like, there you are. You can pay full price for a kit of parts. Build it yourself. There you go, you dickhead.
Yeah, you did a damn good job of that, but it took you 2 days. I don't think it would be a viable business practice if you were building these.
It took 2 days at Hornby, plus probably another third day to work out what was wrong with it. There was a couple of wires that had been swapped over. So effectively, the polarity between the locomotive and tender was switched in the actual... the plug.
Reverse the polarity.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
McNavy says, will we be doing a live broadcast at Rattery? Given that McNavy is running it, yes.
Yeah, we're not having a go at you. But,
we're not having a go at you, dude.
But it's not going to be for the full show. This is one of the things we said, because it's a lot of work, and the problem is you end up with like an 8-hour live stream, and
a lot of it's
filler, because it's like we've run out.
We will be doing
We'll do like an hour. And what we'll look to do,
depends on whether we can get people to talk.
Yeah, we need to get people in to chat. But Double M Dave says, I can't stand county rivets. And this is the thing. People look at that and go, oh, that rivet's wrong. Oh, look at that. It's 1 nanometer. Nanometer's really small. You can't perceive it with a naked eye. That's a nanometer. And you look at it and then they show you it on their layout and it's like chipboard and dyed sawdust. And it's like, perspective, dude, perspective. Do you remember how crap models were in the 1970s and early 1980s? It's like, yeah, I remember how bad they were. Models were toys. It wasn't a model train. It was a toy train. But you still, inflation adjusted, spent the same sort of money as you'd pay for one of these. It's like, you never had it so good. Anyway.
The thing about it is, when they are about rivet counters, okay, so that rivet's out of place, is it? On which model? On which locomotive? Because I guarantee, even if that's the position that it was supposed to be in the blueprints, that there'll be 1 or 2 where it wasn't.
Yeah, like no two. I mean, like in a class of locos, there's like 700 or so of them. There's going to be variety anyway. But quite often as well, this is the other thing that comes up a lot. is that it turns out when they say, "Oh, that's wrong. Oh, how dare Hornby bring out this garbage and rip us off." And it's like you're just parroting something you heard elsewhere. You don't actually know. You heard somebody clickbaiting you, and you just like
because of the doom scrollers
Yeah.
and all that.
yeah. You went, lovely Kool-Aid. And that's it. It's like
I think I've had too much Kool-Aid. I'll be back.
Yeah. And also, news for you guys: the wheels are too close together because it's double O and not HO. Right.
So, could we have a summary of the changes? Can you remember?
So
all the changes?
Michael NTT120 did ask summary of the changes. So what's happening? We've been increasingly, and hashtag first world successful YouTuber problems. Increasingly, we've been overwhelmed with the amount of models coming through, and it's really nice to be recognised as being honest enough about models that manufacturers are happy that we're not going to lie about them, so they will lend us review samples. But it's become overwhelming, and mental health is always a big issue. Thank you so much, Andrew Bettis, very kindly donated $4.99 on the super chat for the biscuit fund. Thank you so much, and a big hello to you, Laura, as well. Great to see you. Mental health is a big issue, and it's been getting us down. Certainly been getting the cupboard monkey down. She's been working huge long hours, 7 days a week to get these turned around. You might have noticed that for 2 weeks now we've had 2 reviews a week. It's a lot of work when you're looking at 4 or 5 days per review for filming, researching, and then editing as well. And my honest view is that we were getting away from what I really enjoyed doing, which is building models, the creativity, and we want to do more of that. The reviews, well, we're going to actually bring back intermittently. It's not necessarily going to be every week, but we're going to bring back our Wednesday slot. You might remember we used to, nose to the grindstone, we used to actually do, I'm not sure how we did it, we used to do a product review on a Wednesday, and then we'd have the creative video on the Friday, and we had to cut that back because it was absolutely crucifying us mentally and physically. But we're going to bring it back as a live review. Now, a few people suggested this, and we've thought that this is actually something, we want to try something new. So on Wednesday, our live review is in some ways going to challenge this notion that, you just edit it to make the model look good. I haven't got this out of the box yet. I honestly have not opened this. So first up, it's just because it's like the next in my review pile is the Hellion Class 104. We're going to be doing a live review of this on Wednesday. It doesn't necessarily mean that every Wednesday there will be a live review, but we're putting that out there. We're going to try it out. At the end of the day, try it. Doesn't work, move on. Live streams from shows. It's a lot of hard work. We had a few people, a few organisations making out like, you're stealing from us because you're making so much money out of our show. You should pay to be there. We don't earn anything. It's hard work, and all we're doing is we're promoting your show and just getting grief for it. Yeah, Phil. To be honest with you, it's like, you know what? We don't need that. So we're going to be more targeted, as it were. We might do live from a show that would be an hour, maybe 2 hours, and that would be it. And I want to major more on interviewing people. We've had some great interviews at shows like the Great Electric Train Show. Always remember Ben Jones from Hellion. Really great review. I've got reviews on the brain. A really great interview. Interviewed the Acura Scale boys quite a bit as well. Cavalex boys, they're always fun live. I've never managed to do a pre-record with them, but if you catch them at shows, they're a great bunch of lads. Also, I want to do more creative builds. So we're going to be looking at. I'm going to change the angle of the dangle because the monkey is back. So
I'm sorry, I drank too much Kool-Aid. I had to go.
Yes. So if you'd like to fix the camera. Sorry. Jablight Mountain. I wanted to do a series on this. It's an illustration of how overworked we have been that I haven't started something I'd said at the beginning of the year. This year's big project is the redevelopment of Jablite Mountain. And I want to do the Minith Tattoos Newith treatment to it. Rip all that out. First episode's going to be a doozy because you're going to see me come through that mountain like the Kool-Aid man. Oh my word, Knockers Lane says, oh my, the HM7000 in my Marauder bus just went pop.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh my word, bus spike suppressors. What I can just say is we haven't had a single decoder pop on the layout since we fitted bus spike suppressors. So
you do go on about that, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't convinced until I fitted them. DCC Concepts, aka Richard Brighton at the time, really sold me on those. They do work. They stop those nasty spikes, but really sorry to hear that. Double M Dave says, not any chance you'll be off to a Wally at Statford this year. We're actually at the Great Electric Train Show. Minith Tattoos Newith is at the Great Electric Train Show.
We've booked in, we've sent the forms and everything.
Yeah, it's all official, you know. So we're going to be there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, both days. That's when the Monday Club meetup will be centred on Minith Tattoos Newith. It'd be great to see
and then
you
at
guys.
2 o'clock, Cigar Club.
Yes. Popular Cigar Club.
You have to bring your own.
Yeah, bring your own. We don't supply the cigars.
I can't. They're bloody expensive.
Yeah, Valley's 56XX says DCC bus spike suppressors were the first thing I put on my DCC bus. Hashtag smug.
It's worth it. It really is.
Oh my word, Malco Blue says, bought a replacement Hornby Scott chassis advertised as a working chassis on eBay. It did not work and it fell in the bits Mazat rock.
Oh.
Yeah, you've really got to watch out. And eBay is you know, we talked at the beginning about YouTube. You've changed, man, you've changed. YouTube has changed massively since we started, but eBay has as well. I remember
eBay really got commercialised, and I don't like it.
I don't bother with eBay anymore because it's just garbage these days. People trying to rip you off, right, left.
GJK 666, you are absolutely right. They are better with a match. The chemical taste isn't there.
Even I know that, and I can't stand cigars.
You nick mine enough.
Yeah, sometimes you just need the hit, and then you think, actually, no, I don't. So right, but yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more creative stuff. So
yeah.
Jablite Mountain, I'm going to Kool-Aid man my way through that.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be a great series. But don't forget, you can go back through. You know, we've got so many build series. So for example, some of our most popular earlier videos was the Grove Street Yard build. I think there's like 8 episodes in that, talking you through the different aspects of it. You can marvel at how young and thin I once looked, and also how primitive some of the modelling was. But actually, no, it was good in its day.
The thing about it is, it demonstrates something that I think is very important.
That we all improve.
That you
the
improve,
more we do.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Tom Marshall Buggle Skelly Station says, I ended trading on eBay over a year ago and haven't looked back. Absolutely, because they were shafting sellers as well as buyers. People were getting shafted right, left and centre.
Tom actually brought up an interesting question earlier on.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
When we're talking about challenges and things like that.
Yes.
Doing some challenges with other YouTubers. Now that we're not going to be spending all of our time working on the reviews, we might have time to plan something similar to the TMC challenge, although this time it would be self-funded by the YouTubers that are involved in it.
Yeah, and actually something that I've thought of for a while is that actually model rail shows having a live challenge, so you have got the duration of the show to build a working layout
with stuff that you buy at the show.
Within your budget, yes.
Ooh. Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Looking at you, Key Model World. But you know, you'd have like an area, and you could have some big name YouTubers there. All you'd have to do is put us up in a hotel somewhere and feed us, and you know, give us a budget. And I think that would be great. The show itself could do a live stream of that. I know Ali Pally, the Model Rail Club at Ali Pally, has done some great live things from that show. Maybe that's something to do. And somebody, somebody who can build very, very quickly is what you want. You don't want somebody who spends the entire show whittling a fence post.
Yeah, you want at least 2 fence posts for a show.
you want the queen of speed modelling.
And when she's not available, Jen will do.
So there we go. Gary B says, try the budget model railways floating shelf challenge. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that you can do. Tulliar 10 says, do short circuit protectors work on DCC layouts? The right ones do. They have to be designed for the job. You can't... there's certain ones out there which don't really do what you need them to do, in that they allow such a large spike before they trip out. They're neither use nor ornament.
Yeah, you don't want huge spikes. You want it to stay as stable as you can.
Yeah. And actually, Double M Dave says, just an idea I've had brewing for a while. When the Pico Rail 200 baseboard challenge ends, it'd be quite nice to set up as a group for people who'd want to get them together and run them as a modular thing.
I would love to see that. That would be fun.
I think that would work really well. Anthony, Railway 200 YouTube challenge at the birth of Railway Shildon. Oh, I've not heard of that one.
That would be nice, yeah.
We are at the Shildon show, but also, blatant plug, just in case there are any left. Monday Club Wagons, 5 were found in double out, available through Sawyer Models. Get them now, they are the very last. I'm really sorry for keeping banging on, I want rid of them. And there's a single O-gauge one at Sawyer Models as well. They are there.
I thought they were all gone, but you keep
I
finding...
found them in a box. We'd clearly gone to a convention, and there was some in a box. And
right.
I went to get rid of the box. Like, let me recycle it. It's a good job I didn't like bitch stomp the box.
Oh my goodness.
But right, we've got not 1 but 2 new commissions in the pipeline. Neither have been officially announced. I will tell you, we're working with Rapido for one of them and Oxford Rail with the other. Now, we have commissioned from Rapido before. You might remember the William Loudon Sons
I do
wagon.
like that one.
One of our more popular ones, actually, done really well. So you'd be pleased to know that we are trying 009. We'll run on N-gauge track, so... but 009, and this will be part of the range that they announced. We're waiting for livery samples, but if you look at that, I'm going to get it out of the box, actually.
If you look at that and hold it a bit further away, you might get an idea.
I'm going to get it out of the box, actually.
You've opened it, it's lost its value.
We've broken the seal. So, this livery will be the basis for the 009 commission. So if you missed out on William Loudon Sons, or you want something extra to go in the works, then this will be one for you. For your little works tramway at the William Loudon Sons Gramophone Works. That's going to be roughly what you're going to see on the livery. There are a few tweaks to be done. We're waiting for a livery sample, or a render from Rapido, and then we will announce it. There will be a listing. You will be able to buy it, obviously. But there we go. Sarah Davis, no, the problem with an N-gauge wagon, we need to do it as a Kickstarter. And as you may have noticed from the video, we've been very overworked, so it hasn't happened. So
a lot of stuff that we wanted to do just
pin badges
doesn't work.
We've got plans for a multitude of pin badges. They've been so popular, we want more. But getting the designs, it takes time, it takes effort. It ain't happened.
I haven't drawn a comic for 2 years. That's how overworked we've been, and it's and it ends. That's how it is. You either decide to pull back, or life ends it for you.
Yeah, and mentally we have struggled. Now, what I will say here, and because I know a lot of people do struggle with mental illness, it's been a big thing in my life. For various reasons, let's get serious now. Let's settle down, Gandalf. Mental health is very important, and unfortunately, I think a lot of people perhaps they get into a position where it's like you almost feel wrong. You feel bad for feeling that way, and it's like, oh, I can't admit this to anybody. You must not be like that. Now, I've lost good people to mental health struggles. I lost a fiance a long time ago, and it does stick with you. There's a lot of people who care for you, and you're not alone. See, tearing up now. And I've struggled a lot with my mental health. I don't remember a time that I didn't struggle with my mental health, and it may surprise some people to know that actually there's a lot of people just like me. And model railways are a great outlet to counter mental health issues. Any hobbies. Can I just say this? And I'm a big advocate for hobbies in general. You need a hobby, that escape route, the safety valve, just doing something different to change the channel in your mind. Sometimes, with mental health, you get it's almost like a vicious spiral in your head, and it goes round and it goes round. And in some respect, hobbies are the best therapy to break out from that cycle. And, we've been struggling. And, it's not weak. It's not bad to admit that you struggle. Don't get into that mindset where it's like, I hear this a lot. It's like, real men don't cry. Real men don't get upset. It's like,
real men do.
Real men do. Asswipes and douche canoes, they're the ones who say that to you. They're not your friends, and they're not helping. Thank you so much, Anthony. Says, you're a great ambassador for the hobby, Jenny. Keep up the good work. You and Zoe all appreciate it. Fantastic channel and content. Absolutely, yeah. And it's something we've advocated from the start. I've opened up in the Mind the Gap thing that Hornby have done every year. I've contributed some really quite open and honest talks about mental health and the difficulties of it. It's why when lockdown came around, and remember that, remember those weird times, and I was adamant from the start, we will be here for you.
Yeah.
Because I recognised that there will be people out there who'd be on their own, who their lifeline was things like going to the model railway clubs, going to events, going to shops, and suddenly that's all taken away and you're on your own. And that's a really hard place to be.
We couldn't let that happen.
Yeah, and even though I was considered an essential worker, so I never got furloughed. I worked 70-hour weeks. If anything, my workload increased because the essential industry I was in, stuff got wild. I still made sure there was time for Monday Club because I knew how important a lifeline it was for people. And I know after lockdown finished, a lot of people went back to work. So the views for the Monday Club never get back up to what they once were, when we would have like 5,000-10,000 people. Richard Knoll says, we'll admit that these past few weeks or so have been somewhat a struggle. Yeah, you and me both. And it's okay to admit, and in some respects, that's what this video is about. This is admitting that we're struggling. And, admitting that you're struggling is the first step towards finding a way of healing.
And getting better.
Yeah, so in
You've
our
got to admit
case...
there's a problem before you can get better.
Yeah. And, it's been hell. Add into the mix, I think in part maybe the fact that I have had flu and been really ill over the last week. Struggling with mental health can affect your physical health. All these things are connected. And sometimes you've got to recognise it's like I've got to change things. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we're looking to do. But anyway, I've just looked at the time. We've gone past 9 o'clock. Double M Dave says, I never got furloughed, just finished college, went out into the world, and it ended.
Yeah, sorry about that.
SHGP Media says, my latest vid is an AI voiceover because I couldn't get the enthusiasm to sound upbeat on the video, yet knew I needed to get out. Absolutely.
That's it. That's you've hit the nail on the head there. You knew you needed to get it out.
Yeah.
Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Absolutely. And Charlie Chimp, that is great advice. Yeah, Samaritans are always there on 116123. I'll repeat that number again. 116123. And Maura King says, Jenny, just before we finish, Gaz from OO Duo lost his battle with the Big C. May he rest in peace. Absolutely.
May he rest in peace.
I think we probably need to add him to the scroll of heroes at the end of our videos. we have a bit where whether they were a Patreon or not, and in a lot of instances they weren't even Patreons of the channel, but we feel that we must not forget people who brought so much to this hobby, who made the world a better place, and we like to remember them. So when you look at the end, if you watch any of our pre-recorded videos to the end, there are names in gold, and that's what that's about. It's saying these people meant a lot to the hobby, and we want to remember them. We don't want their memory to fade away. So... yeah, and Griffey, PTSD is harsh. I have PTSD. You know, people think PTSD is something you get from like going to war, and like you don't know, man, you weren't there.
No, it's a trauma response.
It can happen from a whole host of different traumatic things that happen in your life, and you know, it's not bad. Well, it's bad when you experience it, but it's not wrong. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not wrong to have. But mental health is important, and that's why the greatest hobby in the world is such a great way of battling all of these demons, because it's a nice little miniature world that you can control, and you can take the little people and you can go chew them. And you can go, don't you worry, I will make your life a happy one. You shall drive steam locomotives forever. You will be in the cab of whatever I put you in, and you will enjoy yourself. And there will be people stood at the side of the railway that I
want to get on the train,
but
can't ever.
And there will be YouTuber Corner. Let's get YouTuber Corner up. And I did see a message, and I haven't responded to it. If you want to send a 3D print of yourself from Model U for YouTuber Corner, now you can either add in the notes when you order from Model U, please send to Jenny Kirk for YouTuber Corner.
There it is. That's YouTuber Corner there.
Once it gets very crowded, there might be a second YouTuber Corner. There's a lot of people in there. I can see. I think Buggle Skelly's in there.
He's watching over.
There's me. There's Richard Watson. New Junction's there. We've got Lord Al. George Sheridan, I think, is in there. Paddington Bear is in there.
Paddington Bear is in there.
We do have some more on the way, but you can either send them via Dan Everson. Pay a little bit extra. He will paint it up so it will go straight into YouTuber Corner. Or you can have Model U send them to the Cupboard Monkey.
And I'll paint it live on the stream.
But that might take a while. So if you want...
Not that slow.
If you want to immediately appear in YouTuber Corner, the Dan Everson route is the way to go. And and Dan does know how to get them to us. Don't worry about that. But that's the way to do it. 57305 Northern Princess.
It's horrible.
I knew somebody who worked on London Underground, and one went under straight in front of him, and he's never been the same since. He's never been able to drive a train since.
I completely understand.
Yeah, and you know it's horrible, and
it really is.
It's why when you hear about these awful things, it's like, remember the person who was driving that vehicle, because they have to live with that moment forever, and it's really hard. Yeah. But anyway, onto something.
I think it's time that we had a final message for our sponsors, and then said our advice.
But hold on, we've already done that. We do that a little bit earlier.
Oh, we've done that a little bit earlier. Sorry.
We've done that.
I'm forgetting.
Yeah, and Frustrated 8, we were so sorry for your loss. I have PTSD after losing my wife. I was in tears thinking about Gaz's wife and young daughter. My daughter is only a few years older, and so it's heart-wrenching. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's really hard. Now, you guys stay safe. Remember, Samaritans are always there. Never feel bad giving them a call. They're there to talk. And sometimes the best thing is having somebody to talk to, and that's why the Monday Club is here. Monday Club is not going away. We're changing a few things. But straight after this, we've got your live streaming goodness will continue with Gamehammer Classic Gaming. What's coming up on your live streaming?
It's the review. It's not the review. It's the request show. All requests live. I'll talk about what effects our changes here will be having on my shows.
Yep.
Quick hint, not a lot, but there might be a few changes. So let's do this. Let's jump over there. We've got whatever. If you
Castlevania, the one I bought her.
She did. One that got away.
The one that got away. Yeah, it went from. What was it? 25 or was it 18?
It was £18.
It was £18 back in the day, and we thought that was too expensive for a second-hand game. I paid £135, including postage for it now. Yeah. How's the savings working out?
You know, the worst part is...
Yeah?
I was thinking to myself, I'm going to buy that on payday.
Yeah?
And it wasn't there on payday. It was there the day before. Someone else had payday the same day.
Yeah. Somebody got an earlier bus. Right, anyway, so you guys, you've been absolute legends. Thank you for bearing with us through all this. Look out on Wednesday. We're going to be trying that live review. So let nobody say that we employ fakery in the review, because we're going to be taking this. I haven't even had it out of the box yet. Ooh.
I'll tell you now, though, we
104.
will take it out and photo it first.
Yeah, because we think that the close-up photos are an essential part of the review, so we'll have them on a memory stick, and we'll be able to go through them. You'll have to kind of order them in terms of... I tell you what you need to do. You need to weed out the crud shots, so that actually we're not wading through...
I'll make sure it's done, don't worry.
But there we are. Right. Ormsthorpe and Brackenbury says, just looked up duo. Poor man, how terrible for his young family. Absolutely. And we need to remind us if we don't add him in. I think we need to remember the people who brought so much to this hobby. Also, just got time to say there's still a little bit of time left to be able to vote for Jenny Kirk as YouTuber Channel of the Year and the Hornby Magazine Awards. Also, Minith Tattoos Newith is up for Layout of the Year. Do please lend me your votes. I would say I never win anything, but I actually won Best in the Show for Minith Tattoos Newith at the Lee Show. And we'll be at the show on Saturday at Sheffield. I'll be there with Andy Fryer's Junction with his 009 layout. It'd be great to see you guys come on down. Until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care. Bye for now.
The train now departing is the 2111 service to Minith Tattoos Newith. Let's go there today. Stopping at Bolton Trinity Road, Eindhoven, Pittsburgh, somehow. Grove Street Yard. I know it has another name, but I can't remember it, so I'm going to say it's Grove Street Yard. Bunsvarding, Hoggerton on the Heath, Hoggerton on the Hill, Boxton on File, Boxton Junction. Minith Tattoos Newith. No, we're not going to Minith Tattoos Newith. Bunsvarding, Minith Tattoos Newith. Not a name now, that Jenny said had a name, and it turned out it didn't have a name. All change at 3 cocks for Lord Hereford's Knob, and then on to Minith Tattoos Newith. That's a 21:03 service to Minith Tattoos Newith. We are a bit late.
And can I also say an absolutely massive thank you to aorail.com. Just seen your the notification has just come through. Very, very kindly
Thank you so much.
Sent on the paypal.me link, £25.48, which I'm guessing they sent it in either dollars or Canadian dollars, and that's why it's come through as an odd number of pence. But thank you so much.
That's an even number of pence.
But look, thank you so much for your amazing generosity, and we're just gonna
thank you so much, Dan.
we're just going to hang out with the trains until the Gamehammer Classic Gaming stream is up and running. But I am going to fire up the lights. Actually, the 4DD. Let's let Loco 3 and Oh, there we. Oh, a bit of a delayed reaction. So turn the lights on. The 4DD, I nearly forgot in the news. The 4DD is in transit. These were air freighted in samples, and let me show you the box. So I've got a box here. If you're wondering what the box I can't really show you it very well. You're just seeing there. It's a lovely sized box. It's not that much bigger than the box for the 2-car Hellion Class 104. And the 4DD is due for dispatch, I'm told, mid-October. That's as specific as they're going to get, because international shipping can can be a little bit vague. The lighting, I have to say, is really nice. There's some of the armchair experts poo-pooing what they saw in some video where they saw it whizzing around in the distance. But believe me, when you look at it close up, it does look superb. It's perfect for populating the interior of that. I think Model U is going to do some great business filling up the 4DD with people. And FYI, it's over 1,000 people will fill the 4DD if you really load it up. There is not two, I think there's 3 different livery options. 2 review samples are in the UK, and these will be going on to magazines. They're being picked up by Hornby magazine on Sunday, so you will see a review there. Model Rail will also be getting, I believe, this one that you see here, which is the BR Green version. That is going to Model Rail. So you will be seeing reviews come through. They are sold out to pre-order, but watch this space. So let's see. So I've just had word that the Monkey of Madness is going live. So just got time for me to say it's been an absolute honour having your company here tonight. And as always, you're more than welcome over in the Game Hammer Classic Gaming stream. We're always here for you. The Monday Club is not going away, but there are changes afoot at the channel. Until next time, you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.